What's up guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to do an axle stall on a skateboard. So this is one of those tricks that I've tried to do tutorials on before, but I'm always unhappy with the tutorials I make, so I never post them. But this time I'm actually posting this one. So before you learn how to do an axle stall, you need to learn how to drop in the normal way because it's a lot easier. You also need to be comfortable riding the ramp, be able to do a kick turn high enough that it actually hits the coping a little bit, like a little pivot. Now, this is a trick you need to learn backwards. You need to learn how to drop in out of an axle stall before you learn to get into the axle stall. The reason is, a lot of people get into the axle stall like this, where they're all the way up on the deck and their toe side wheels are locked in. That feels more comfortable at first, but really, you need to be locked in like this. And if you get locked in like this, you really have to just drop back in. So if you don't know how to drop back in, it's gonna make it kind of dangerous. So, let's start out getting into an axle stall and dropping in. So learning to drop in from an axle stall, you'll stand up on the deck and kind of walk your way over to the coping and just scoot in until you're all the way where your wheels are locked on the heel. All your weight is on your heels so you don't fall in. Then you're just going to shift your weight to your toes as you turn your front shoulder in, lift your front wheels up, and do a little pivot into the ramp. So when you're learning this trick, you want to start out on something really small. You don't want to start out on something that's like 6 or 7 feet tall like that quarter pipe I was on. Something like this, it's really small, like knee height, would be a really good quarter pipe to first learn an axle stall on. So to get into an axle stall, you want to approach at a slight angle with enough speed to get up on the deck, and as soon as your back heel side wheel pops over the coping, you're going to let your board drop and let your front heel side wheel lock in right there too. All your weight is on your heels right here, so you can lock in and hold on to the trick. There's two problems with this trick. Sometimes you don't come up enough and you miss the coping, or sometimes you come up too much, you overshoot it and you land up on top of the deck. This isn't as much of a problem because you can just kind of step off and come back on and go back in. So if you do land all the way up on the coping like this, you can still come back in. You just kind of have to either wiggle your way over or just kind of slide your way over. Because if you're all the way like this and you try to come in, you could hang up, and you don't want your back truck to lock up like that. Sometimes I feel like being a YouTuber, like being a skateboard YouTuber, kind of puts you in a whole different world than the rest of the skate park. Like, you have different goals sometimes. Like, yeah, I'm just out here filming this tutorial, you know? Like, instead of like, I'm trying to get this one trick. And sometimes it separates you, almost like being a rollerblader, being a BMXer at the skate park. It's like, oh, that guy's got a different goal in mind. He's trying to make a video. I'm trying to get away from the wind right now. What's up, guys? It's been raining for 3 days, and today I'm gonna teach you how to do an axle stall. We're going down here, gonna turn on the lights, and voila, mini ramp. So before you learn how to do an axle stall, you need to be comfortable dropping into the ramp the normal way, because it's a little bit harder to drop in like an axle stall. So there's two different kinds of axle stalls. There's the kind where you're all the way up on the deck, and then there's the kind where you're hanging into the ramp. So the best way to do this is to come up and just lock your heel side wheels onto the coping. The reason this way is better is because it's easier to just turn in. When you're all the way up here, you have to turn and slide your whole truck to go in, or you have to slide and then turn. And that looks kind of stupid. Before you learn how to get into an axle stall, it's important to learn how to get out of the axle stall. So to do this, you're going to walk over to the coping from the top of the deck, shift your weight into the ramp, turn your front shoulder into the ramp, and then you're going to shift your weight from your heels to your toes and pivot into the ramp. Alright, so getting into an axle stall, you're going to approach the ramp with a little bit of speed at a slight angle. You're going to turn your front shoulders, let your back heel side wheel pop over the coping, and then let your front wheel go down, also locking in on the heel side wheel on the coping. Shift your weight to your heels to keep you up for a second. If you're going with a little bit of speed, you might grind a little small 50-50, and that's okay. Then you're going to shift your weight back to your heels, lift up, pivot in. So one of the main problems with this trick is not getting all the way up onto the coping. Like I just demonstrated, if your wheels don't pop over the coping and you shift your weight to your heels, you're going to slip out like that. The other problem is overshooting it, so giving yourself too much speed and you just end up stepping off, getting onto the deck. This is not as big of a problem because you can kind of just step back on and go back in. So that's how you do an axle stall. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.